It's Saturday morning, 6 days after the storm. Today we're cleaning everything.
Okay, boys, what are we tasked with today?
Cleaning up the tennis court.
So obviously our tennis court was like totally covered in mud, especially over by the basketball hoop during the Bomb Cyclone storm we just had. And if you watched the previous video, you saw all that mess. So today is our massive cleanup day, and the boys and I are gonna work on the tennis court while Jason and the other guys take care of some other projects. Of course, we wanna show you every single item, but we also wanna get it done. Filming and recording and trying to give you insight on every single thing we're cleaning up might be too challenging for us, but we're gonna do our best, and we're gonna go to work on our tennis court. Because why?
Because we love it. And we have rollerblades.
We got rollerblades, so we wanna use them in our tennis court.
And we're gonna race go-karts.
Ooh, and Turner's here to help. Turner, you ready to clean up the tennis court?
Mm-hmm.
This is what happened in the tennis court. Got to get it cleaned up. So the hill, and probably there's going to be a ton of wildflower seed in here because it all came down the hill where we planted and came over this wall right here. So this is the first stage of cleaning up the tennis court, right?
Yes, clean up all the balls. And you see, I've been taking them all to this nest so I can quickly just grab them.
And then you put them in your cart?
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, so behind me you can see there is this huge pile of mud on the tennis court. It streamed in down this hillside right here. And so what do you guys think? It's like 1 inch to 2 inches?
I'd say about 3 back here.
So we got plastic shovels to help pick it up and put it into carts. Oh, will you bring that cart here? So we'll dump it into these carts and we'll roll them off and dump them on another area of the property. Probably a ton of seed in here, so we could probably plant this somewhere.
I cannot beat you. No, I won't have it, babe. Not playing this game. I do not feel you. I'm not crossing that tape.
Okay, we just filled up 1 trailer full in these like pool garden carts. So we're gonna just continue doing this. We're gonna fill all of these until we get all of the dirt out of here, and then we're just rolling them to a dump site. So number 1 done. Oh my gosh, this is so heavy. So Jason just brought over his bucket. What do you call this, Emmett?
Snow bucket, tractor bucket.
Tractor snow bucket. So we are going to use this to dump our wheeled buckets into, and then he'll come and pick up all of this dirt in a little bit. However long it takes us. Oh my God, it's so heavy.
Okay. Let's just
I
dump
think we
it.
got to get it inside of it.
No, because the front wheels retract back when we dump it. Okay.
But I don't know if you're gonna be able to lift it. Oh! Whoa! Okay, on to the next one.
So listen, baby, listen carefully, 'cause I got something to say. I feel us fading.
Okay, so while the boys are getting that sand and dirt up into those buckets, I am going to be scraping in here. So in here we can use a metal scraper that has a metal scraping in, because this is just unfinished concrete versus on the tennis court, it's painted. So we don't want to damage it by accidentally like scraping up paint. So we're going to use this in here, and look at it. It is just so thick. So I'm going to scrape first, and then once I get scraped most of it done, then Stuart's going to broom and we're going to blow, and then we're going to get out what that thing you used the other day. Power washer. We're going to get out the power washer and power clean all of it.
'Cause I got something to say. I feel us fading.
know you, but I don't know how. Cause every time I bump right into you, I get all tongue-tied. Want you to know me, but I'm way too shy. I can't just go around admitting that it's you I like. I wish that I had guts enough to flirt a little, but I'm too scared I'll fail.
Now that all of that stuff is removed, we can really clean this whole area out. So we're gonna get a blower and blow this wall off and then scrape and push all of this mud out. Are you gonna clean it?
Maybe.
Let's just try to knock all this stuff down, just blow it. See what just start blowing and see what, does it come off? See, I think it's gonna come off.
So the rest of this stuff up here, it's black dirt. It won't come off with the blower, so I'm gonna use this and I'm gonna scrape it off.
All right, that's a good idea. And then we'll blow again.
Yeah.
Thanks, Turner. I have to show you my Stuart. He is just doing such a great job. You've been doing such a good job, buddy.
Yeah.
You've been consistent, and look at what you've done. You've almost got it all cleaned up.
Yeah.
Then we're gonna blow and then we're gonna power wash.
Yeah.
I'm buzzing, let's drink up. Your death look like big fun. Come on, let's get it on. Like that Marvin Gaye song. I'm stunning, you love it. Come on, give me something. I know that you want it. Come on, give me something. The night is young and so are we. So maybe you should leave with me. The night is young and so are we, baby. The night is young, so let's have some fun. If you love me right, yeah, this could be the summer of our lives now, honey. Give it to me like you know you should now, baby. This could be the summer of our lives, the summer of our lives. The sun sets on fire, tell me your desires. We're not getting tired, baby, take me higher. I'm sunning, you love it, come on, give me something. I know that you want it, boy. The night is young and so are we. So maybe you should leave with me. The night is young and so are we, baby. The night is young.
Aw, that was so hard. We're still working on it. We're almost done getting the dirt and the mud moved out. Everyone's excited to blow and then power wash. So we are close at getting this area cleaned up, and my boys have been so helpful. Look at the bucket. We've already dumped it once and we've almost filled it completely again. Is that how you guys pin it so that you can scoop it up?
Yeah.
Good job. Way to work as a team, boys. So Miles has a bucket and he is picking up acorns and sticks and things that can't be blown out. Job, Miles. And then Turner was so diligent over here scraping, so he's ready to blow his wall. What we're waiting for, it's blow time. So you're gonna blow all that stuff that you scraped?
Yes.
Go for it.
I might need a shovel to
Okay.
dig that.
Let's see what happens.
outside to blow and see what happens.
I think it's that time to start power washing this whole area. So Jason's brought down the power washer and he's gonna turn it on for me because I don't know how to pull that thing.
We're on a journey, looking back on the things that we've taken for granted, but feels like we're learning to be better without what's been holding us back now. Let's move closer to a new history, find out what we can be together. Take my hand and we will conquer the world. This is our final chance. 'Cause one day we'll be looking back at this. We were in a big mess together. But we found a way to choose right from wrong. We found the strength to go on together.
All right, the generator for the power washer is running, so I know it's loud, but I'm in the tennis court now spraying this down. We ran out of batteries and a video card, so we missed some parts, but let me show you so far what's going on in here.
Moonlight and fire, dancing closely together and staying forever young. What about you and I then? Can we two find a way to align with each other? Let's move closer to a new history, find out what we can be together. Take my hand and we will conquer the world. This is our final chance. 'Cause one day we'll be looking back at this. We were in a big mess together.
All right, so here's the tennis court behind me. It looks so much cleaner. It's not perfect. I did not realize how much dirt was on this tennis court, and when you start to push it with water, it just kind of goes everywhere. It's really hard to control it, and it has basically killed me trying to get this clean. If you remember, this is where we had all that big mud piled high in the tennis court, so we got that all done thanks to the boys. Stuart did an incredible job, just really impressed with him. You can see it's all clean, but this is what I'm talking about. This wall is still really high and it could just easily flood back in. And then also look at this. I can't believe it. This is where that funnel of water came in, and look at what it did to the paint job. We do actually have touch-up paint, so hopefully maybe tomorrow we can touch it up. I don't want to do it right now because it's wet and rain's about to come. I'm really grateful that this is all done. Now, there are so many other projects that were going on today, so I know that Jason has a lot to share with us too.
Today, we're going to start this whole day's worth of projects by cleaning up all the limbs and branches everywhere.
This is the El Dorado County Air Quality Management District Burn Day information. Saturday, October 30th is a permissive burn day. Thank you for working with us to improve air quality.
I don't wanna stay here, no. Ain't gonna keep it low now. If you wanna go, let's go. Let's wrap it up and hit the road. I just got an awesome one chance. You will never regret the things that we'll do. 'Cause I wanna drive through the summer night. And when we are old and gray.
Oh, what? Why did that go backwards? We're repairing the low spot on the retaining hill that's behind our pool. The water rose to this low point, which was unfortunately about 8 inches lower than our overflow over here. This project has 2 steps. We're raising the low spot approximately 12 inches and lowering the overflow about 10 inches. We're doing it a little smarter this time. We're using a laser level over the entire wall to make sure we don't have any other low spots.
Every change has a reason. Baby, let it come to you. Every soul, every season lives outside of status quo. If we stop believing we're meant to be, expanding our abilities. If the passion's gone, we are doing it wrong. Baby, you and I should start living now. With the whole world at our feet, we could stay or we could leave.
So this is where the water came down and crusted and blew out.
We've been driving around, singing songs way too loud because we wanna.
I missed like 90% of this project being done. I mean, we're doing a lot of work today and it's great. I put a few guys on getting this retaining wall rebuilt. It fell in because of the storm. And I sent them over and I started GoProing it earlier so they could see the progress. And I left for half an hour thinking I'd come back and watch them start laying all the block out. And it was complete. They did a great job. So the rock wall is back in place. It's secured now. And with the hill being fixed, it should never be an issue. So anyway, these guys did a great job. Well, almost. We didn't quite finish. Looks like we need to bring in some more soil to cover the base rock that's down there. You can see we have one layer of block down at the bottom that's almost completely ground level, or almost one block below the grade. And that's more for structure and security, but we have to bring in some more dirt. We'll probably use a decomposed granite sand type material that's tight that we can compact down there again to add extra strength. But it's a flower bed, so we're going to have those bushes continue to grow and kind of cover that wall area. Now that the water's receded down, we can see what the aftermath is, what kind of damage we had. Looks like we had some debris collect right there at the base of these 2 inlets to the bridge. There's a lot of water. It's all the way to the top up here, casting over the top of the bridge. These are the holes that the water was churning and pulling debris out. Fortunately, these big boulders we put in really held up. I think we're going to put concrete in here instead of dirt and refortify this area a little bit more in case this happens again.
All right, while the boys continue working on the tennis court, I think the guys are going to start working on the bridge, so I wanted to come over and give you some insight onto what's going to happen with that. So what's the plan, Ruben?
So the plan is, you know, clean all this junk out, all this yuck out. Yeah. Clean it the best we can and fill it with that huge pallet of cement. Yeah. And we can also mix it up with some of these small boulders that you have.
Oh, will that make it stronger?
Well, you know, doing that, we won't have to use the whole process of the bags.
Right, it'll help extend it.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Wow. Can you believe this hole?
It's
This is crazy, right?
it's crazy what a week long of rain can do.
No, this happened in less than 24 hours. This is crazy. Yeah.
Behind you.
I don't know.
Hey, move out of there.
You're in the way.
Shut this bucket down.
It's like a parade.
On the box.
It's like a parade through the broken bridge. Remember in last week's video where I showed you how we have that pipe that runs from behind our pool and there's that access point like beyond the pool right next to the tennis court and then it runs to the creek? This is where it enters. So this is where the pipe comes and it enters down here so that the water doesn't go into our pool.
Yeah, except it couldn't handle it. It was too much water. It didn't get.
It looks good.
Looks like crap.
Looks like a fun project.
On the other side of the bridge, this is supposed to be the low spot. This is where the water evacuated off the top of the bridge down to this side. Exposed some of our wiring. That really cleans up all those rocks. And then we had some washout over here as well. Oh, look at that. That's a giant cavern. Uh-oh. Again.
Come on. Slow ski. Dilly daller or slow ski.
We finished putting all the concrete in the holes and then we covered everything with a little bit of dirt and some topsoil. We'll come back later with some wood chips and dress this whole area. It's a little messy still, but still working. Still have tractors driving by. We're gonna replant one of the boxwoods that we salvaged. Luckily, none of the boxwoods got damaged in this crazy storm. We completed the bridge. We refortified its structure. We used concrete, as I talked about earlier, instead of dirt for most of it. And we're able to really solidify the strength and the security of this bridge. I think when we have more water pressure in the future, again, we'll have more concrete sustaining our boulders that we placed. And so even though we didn't have a lot of issues this time, a little bit of washout, I think next time we'll be much more prepared. And again, more stability for the bridge. So anyway, other than a little bit of landscaping, a little more top covering to put over everything, I think we're complete. This is one of the major holes we had. After we filled it with concrete, we covered it with some top covering soil here. This was the large one here that has such a giant cavern. It's full of sticks. We pulled all the sticks out, cleaned it out, then used concrete to refortify it. Again, this was all behind the boulders. The water started washing out behind the structure. But now we'll have that more secure for the future. It shouldn't wash out like that anymore. We had a few other areas up here that did the same thing. This was an area that was the lowest point and all the water started washing out from here. But again, we think we have it fortified now and should be good for any future storms we have. You know, when that next cyclone bomb hits or that next 150-year storm hits Northern California, I think we'll be ready for it.
If the
lot of mud in our pool. Our hillside drained for about 6 hours last night into the pool where it breached.
I cannot beat you. No, I won't have it, babe. Not playing this game. I do not feel you. I'm not crossing that tape. It would be a shame. So listen, baby, listen carefully, 'cause I got something to say.
Look at the steps. This is a good thing because we can now see what to clean up. Earlier, we were cleaning and vacuuming everything, but we couldn't see the bottom, so we didn't know exactly where to go. I tried to stay in a grid pattern, but it's not as easy as you would think. It's just flying blind. But now that we can see, we know exactly where to hit the hard spots with the most debris. So once we get the bulk of the dirt out, and then the water can really start to clarify more as we treat it. Now it's time to prime the pump. Don't drop the lid. You have to fill the hose and pump with water. That's what causes it to prime.
You've been hiding in the shadows way too long. You always thought that you were weak, but babe, you're wrong. Yeah, you better step into the light, just give it a try. Think that it's time you let that spark out. You've been hiding in the shadows way too long. And who cares if you might mess it up? You're stronger than the others think. And who cares if you might mess it up? Go ahead and shine, darling. Go ahead and shine, my dear. 'Cause who cares if you might mess it up? Just shine. You shouldn't doubt yourself, 'cause you're a work of art. You should know that you are perfect with those flaws. Yeah, you better step into the light, just give it a try. Know that it's time you let that spark out. You've been hiding in the shadows way too long.
Looks like we have most of the dirt debris up. The pool is still green, but I think most of the dirt that settled down we've been able to vacuum out. So I think our next step now is going to start adding more chemicals to it. I just did a chlorine test and it was 0. And all these microbes and stuff that came in from all this debris are eating up the chlorine. We've added chlorine on and off during the week, but now I feel much better about all the debris being up, or at least a substantial amount of it up. I'm going to start adding a lot more chlorine now to kill off any microbes. Hopefully that will help to start to clarify it. Day 8. Now I think we have all the dirt out of the pool finally. All of the dirt is coagulated down to the bottom. We've been vacuuming it out for a week and it appears that it's all gone because it's been a day since I vacuumed last, and right now there's no more dirt in the pool. Now the pool's not blue yet. It's still not very clear. It's murky. It's got a green tint to it. So our first goal yesterday was to try to balance it. Well, it appears that the chlorine and the acid levels are right where they need to be. So I feel pretty good about the balancing, but we need to start working now on getting the water to look more pure, more clean. I have a clarifier that I brought. This specific one is an Easy Chlor Super Shimmer and Shine. We'll add this to the pool and it'll help the water to clear up and to dissipate more of the particles in the water through our filtration system. So the goal today is to disperse this product. We'll turn the filtration system on and let it run for 4 or 5 hours, and then we'll let it sit tonight. Tomorrow I think we'll see a noticeable difference. Tomorrow night we'll clean the filters again with a power washer and recycle it. So it's going to be 2 or 3 or 4 days of this cycle. Now I don't think I'll do this product multiple days. We're going to do this for now and see and assess it again tomorrow and the next day. But I suspect 3 or 4 or 5 more days we should be back to a beautiful blue. It's day 10 or 11. It's day 10 or 11. I don't know. It's either day 10 or 11. Anyway, the pool's looking great. I think we've got most of the water cleared up. I think most of the bacteria out, all the dirt is up. And I think we've got the clarity almost dialed in. I think we're 90% there. There's a few areas I'm gonna vacuum out right now, any of the remaining sediment that's in the pool. But we have a little bit more clarity to go. However, it's looking great. So, close. Whew, what a big stress. That was a big mess. A lot of mud, a lot of dirt, a lot of wood chips. This whole hillside back here behind me just drained for 6 or 8 hours into this pool. Hopefully that'll never happen again. I think we've got some of the barrier area fixed, so this should never drain this way again. But lesson learned. Anyway, we got the pool cleaned up. We're happy about that. And hopefully it'll be beautiful soon once again. Day, I don't know, 12. We finally did it. Man, what a lot of work to get our pool back in shape. We got all of the mud and all of the branches pulled out and it's blue again. About 3 or 4 days ago, we finally got all of the dirt out. A lot of work with the vacuum, but all the dirt came out. Then we started balancing it and it was green for 3 or 4 days. But gosh, as of this morning, it is beautiful and blue. It's not perfect, but gosh, we're close. Good to get that project kind of complete. It's been a lot of extra work every night, 3 or 4 hours of cleaning and scrubbing and trying to get the chemicals just right so we didn't damage the plaster or it didn't cause any problems with the equipment. But anyway, it's clean. It just takes a little bit of TLC. Glad to have this project complete so we can kind of move on to other things. But Miles, what are you working on?
I'm trying to find a drain that used to be here but got clogged up.
Oh, there's a drain there?
Yeah.
Yeah, the storm kind of brought all this debris, these rocks, these wood chips. I mean, it's very kind of clogged that drain, huh?
Yeah, you can't find it.
Okay, well look at all of this material needs to go in the bucket. So I wouldn't worry about finding it yet. I would just try to get as much as you can up and then you'll probably find it. Good job, bud. I'm gonna fill in all these holes that got washed out by the rain with some new humus soil, and it's for all the bulbs that she planted. We're gonna recover them back up and they're gonna be okay. They look pretty good, the ones that are exposed. So we'll cover that now. We filled in all the ruts created by the storm. The washout came from the hill and had a tremendous amount of water down our driveway and along this flower bed. It just caused big ruts, and with all these boxwoods, it caused some of the root balls to get exposed. So we went through and we put new dirt down and we covered all of the root balls back up. We used a kind of a blended humus and some nutrient dirt that's mixed together, like these vines that we're trying to get to grow. All this massive amount of water that came down was caused by that breach on the hill. That shouldn't happen again. So we shouldn't have this problem, but we're lucky because we didn't lose any plants or we didn't lose any bushes or trees or any. We just had some washout and were able to quickly and easily cover it back up. These are all the plant bulbs that Kim planted last week. It doesn't appear that we lost any. Kim doesn't think that half of these are going to make it. I think they're going to make it. They looked like they were still intact. Some were completely visible, but they're only there for a few days and we're able to cover back up with some good soil. They got lots of water, so, and natural water, right? It's all rainwater. So I think they're going to do fine. They've got all winter now to settle in, and then in the spring, I suspect it's going to be beautiful. We got so much work done today, including this wall we're sitting on that broke with the storm last week. So we were able to get all this wall back together and finally fixed, looking better.
Yeah, no more river through our pool and yard. Within 11 days though, you got the pool cleared. So in our previous video, you can see kind of the process ongoing, but now this week, it is totally clear and they swam in it last night, so it's good.
So we're there, almost. But it's so much more. All the big limbs and branches that fell, we were able to clean all those off, burn them so we could get rid of all that waste.
You fixed the bridge.
We fixed the bridge, reinforced it. So not only is it doing great now, it's stronger than it was before this storm. It helped us to find some weak spots and build them up with concrete.
Turner, what did you think?
I think it was great.
What did you work on?
I helped with the bridge and the limbs.
I spent the entire day working on the tennis court. Stuart, you are the man when it came to working with me on that tennis court.
Stuart?
Oh.
That's right.
You want to go show it?
I collected so many acorns and look what I sprouted. It's so beautiful.
That's right.
Stuart's going to be growing oak trees, so watch for those.
We're going to do an oak tree farm called Stuart's Oaks.
Yeah, Stuart's Oaks.
You know, we did a lot of other things too. I mean, what a great full day of work. We were able to get the yard cleaned up. We mowed all the leaves and the little limbs that fell. It was just a giant mess. It kind of wears on my soul when I look out the window and see a mess everywhere. These issues shouldn't happen again because we have the breach area fixed. But anyway, if they do, we'll deal with it at that point.
All right, you guys, thanks for joining us. We'll see you on the next video.
Bye.
Bye.